Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to another installment of the Growing with Soul podcast, where we explore the moments and stories that shape who we're becoming. I'm Marisol, and this is where I love to have real conversations about growth, self-discovery, and learning to put yourself first. Whether we're diving into books that change our perspective or unpacking personal experiences that teach us something new, this podcast is for women who are done playing small and are ready to embrace their own journey. If you struggle with putting everybody else first or even battle self-doubt, then you're in the right place. This isn't about perfection. It's about the messy, beautiful process of growing into yourself. So come grow with me. This episode is going to be a little bit of an overshare, I suppose. I decided I wanted to be, a little bit more transparent. I'll give you a little bit more insight into my own journey, the things I'm working on, and to sort of set the scene, as it were. A little thing about myself. Historically speaking, I've been a little bit of a overachiever, I suppose. I mean, maybe not like overachiever per se, because you know what? It's a little bit skewed because I definitely would always go into things doing too much, doing the most, and trying my darndest to get, straight A's, that type of student. And there was always somebody who was just smarter or a better student than I was. Okay. There was definitely somebody in high school taking a lot more APs than I was. Anyway, I was still within that realm of student. And I have taken that into all aspects of my life. And as I've gotten older, as I've had more responsibilities, as I've dealt with life more, that way of being has only been actually detrimental to the bottom line, I suppose, to the end result. So one of the things that I decided earlier this year, back in January, probably even before then, probably like December, November, is that I decided that I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to go and give myself a goal for every area of my life to achieve by the next year, because that never works. I decided to just focus on two things, two goals to work on in 2026, and have little baby goals for other things, but that was not going to be the focus. So this year, I decided that I was going to have two goals. Okay. My focuses, foci. I'm going to look that up later. But my first goal was to essentially pay off my credit card. I wanted to focus on my finances. There are a lot of different financial goals that I have, but the main thing, the one thing that I am aiming for this year, is to pay off my credit card. The second goal that I decided to work on this year was to get back into shape. So I'm going to go and give a little run through of more of what those goals were and where I am now that it is July. It is July 1st as of recording this. So we'll see where I'm at. How am I doing? What am I doing differently to make sure I get these goals done by December, basically? So the first one, pay off credit card. I technically have two credit cards, but the second one, I use it and then pay it off right away. So I have one main credit card. And at the start of the year, I had approximately $12,500 on it, that I need to pay back. And my original plan, which wasn't much of a plan, was more of a let me just try this and see how it goes. It wasn't very thought out. It was just bare bones of a plan was, let me just put $1,000 every month towards this payment, which was more than, I don't even know what the minimum payment was supposed to be, but I was this is the payment I'm going to do every 2 weeks. I'm going to put $500 towards my credit card and just see where I'm at, assess in a couple months. And then in May, I realized I keep throwing money at my credit card, and yeah, it's going down, but it's not going down quickly enough. And I need something to move the needle, because one thing I need to work on as an individual is patience in general. I can be a little impatient. And when you're working on a goal and you feel like you're doing a lot to reach that goal, but you don't see anything changing, that frustrates me beyond I can't even explain how much that frustrates me. So I decided in May that I was going to up my payments and that I was going to now put essentially an extra $200 to every payment that I make. So essentially, I was going to be doing $1,400 every month towards my credit card. it felt really ambitious. Like it felt really ambitious when I decided to do that. But I was like, starting in June, that's what I'm going to trial it in June, see how it goes. And if it's too ambitious, I'll recalibrate. I did it. I did it in June, my trial month, and it wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep, going with $1,400 a month, which honestly, it's basically like a rent payment. Okay. It's basically like paying rent, but it's going to my credit card instead. Moment of full transparency. I do currently live with family, so I am able to do this without it being detrimental to other areas of my life. So I am very grateful and thankful for that. With that being said, I would like my own place. So as part of that process, I need to pay down this credit card because I'm tired of it, honestly. Like, is it hurting me? Is it bothering me? No, but I don't like it. So I am focusing on that as my main financial goal for the year. I'm going to be putting 1,400 towards that credit card every month until December. Will I fully pay it off by then? Probably not because of interest. So there might be a little bit left over in the beginning of next year. But we will assess and recalibrate as the months go on and I keep making that payment. Potentially, I'll be looking into other ways to increase my income to put more money towards that goal. So, yeah. Overall, it's going well. This first month went well. And hopefully next year I'll be able to put that amount of money towards actual rent instead of a credit card. But we'll see. Student loan payments might get me instead. Okay, second goal was to get back into shape. Again, context for me, emotional eating is the death of my waistline, okay? And for a little bit more context, I gained roughly 30 pounds through the years of dealing with just like depression, CBTSD, and like the whole healing process. And what's really ironic is that with the whole like emotional eating, depression, and all that stuff, like when I'm really depressed, when I'm deep in the depression, I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. I want nothing to do with food. I want to just literally waste away in bed and cease to just function as a human being. I mean, not that I want to do that, but that's what happens when I'm really depressed. So ironically, I observed rather, that as I worked on my healing, the more I healed, the more emotions I needed to deal with came to the surface. And as a lifelong emotional eater, the emotions that came to the surface while healing lured me to emotionally eat while healing from that depression and CPTSD. So I ended up gaining the 30 pounds. Plus, not to mention, like, it was COVID. So, like, I wasn't going to jujitsu. I wasn't going to the gym on top of all of that. So it was just a cocktail of a hot mess, really. Um, and then from a fitness standpoint, like I'm not even talking about a number on a scale. I'm literally talking about just like my actual fitness level. I feel the difference, okay? Because I haven't been going to jiu-jitsu consistently. I will be transparent about that. And that's my fault for doing too much. But when I do go to jiu-jitsu, I feel the difference. Like I remember I used to be able to just like literally roll the entire time and not take breaks in between rolls. Like I could just roll after roll, that like 1.5 minute break in between rolls. Perfect, fine. But now like sit out a roll, I do every other roll because I'm so out of shape. I feel it. Okay. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I want to be in better shape. 1, for jujitsu, and 2, for life. And 3, for the aesthetics, because let's be real. However, I struggle with this because I also know how important it is to heal my relationship with food. And I refuse to track my macros ever again. Like it's so much work. I don't have the like extra mental space to worry about all that. And I just like I can't. Like it's too much for me. And like, like 2014, my fitness pal era, I was a victim to that. So like I don't want to do that again. Plus, because I did that, I already know pretty much what a healthy portion size looks like. I know like what my macros like are, protein, fiber, all that stuff, carbs, all that. Like I know what it is. So I pretty much know what like a healthy portion size is. and all that stuff. So in terms of what I'm doing to reach my goal and recalibrate, because again, I've struggled with this all year. So essentially my current plan would be lifting 3 times a week, jujitsu 1 to 2 times a week, a little extra cardio every day. Thankfully, I do have a like stationary bike where I live. So I can do like 20, 30 minutes on that every day. And then in terms of nutrition, intermittent fasting, because I will snack. So I just need to need to just limit my window because I will snack. But within that, I will be focusing on protein and fiber. Fiber is very important, guys, okay? So that's currently what I'm going to be doing. I definitely need to work on consistency because again, when it comes to like the nutrition piece, like I can work out every day. I love going to the gym. Like I can do that every day and be perfectly fine. At the same time, when it comes to the nutrition, that's where I struggle with the consistency, obviously, hence the relationship with food. So I need to work on the consistency. But in terms of what I've been able to do thus far in 2026, I've lost roughly 5 pounds, roughly. And then in terms of like non-scale progress, I can definitely see more definition in my quads, more definition in my hamstrings, the glutes. I can see that my calves are overall slimmer. And I do notice a little bit more like definition in terms of like my arms, my biceps. However, I do tend to lose weight last in my upper body, which makes sense that my legs are looking a little bit more defined and slimmer in comparison. So there has been progress, which is important to take note of, but I would definitely like a little bit more progress in the aesthetic area as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's basically where I am with that. And I just need to work ultimately on the consistency with the nutrition. But yeah, that's where I am with my 2 goals in 2026. I do have my action plan for the rest of the year. I will, of course, be checking in with myself pretty much on a monthly basis just to see how I'm feeling, where I'm at, and if everything is still aligned with where I ultimately want to be and go and achieve. I would really love to hear what you guys are working on in 2026. So definitely let me know what are 1 or 2 goals that you are really passionate about, really focused on for this year, and even what you're doing to get there. If you have stayed this far, I definitely appreciate you. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and to share it out with somebody who you think would also enjoy this episode. I am a certified life coach, and I definitely work with people who are working on their goals, who are also working on their self-esteem, their confidence. And if you are looking for accountability or someone to talk to about those things, definitely feel free to schedule your very own discovery call with me through the show notes. Until next time, keep growing.